Hey guys, Justin from Salty Toad Fishing here. So I want to go over a bait that's very quickly become really my favorite bait to use. In really all applications, all different weather, all different water clarity, and that is the Slick and the Slick Junior. The only difference between the two is the Slick Junior is a smaller profile. So there's several different ways that you can rig these up. I'm going to go through those really quickly, and I'm going to explain to you kind of the ways that I like to use them and the ways that I've been really successful in using these baits. So the most common way I would say probably using these baits is with a weighted twist lock hook. So the best brand that I found for these is the Owner Beast 4.0 hook for the Slick Original, the larger profile bait. And what you want to make sure is when you use a hook like this that there's going to be that the hook is wide enough so that when a fish bites down, it exposes that hook. If the hook is not wide enough, when that fish bites down, it's not going to expose enough of the hook, and you're going to have trouble setting the hook on something. So, like I said, Owner Beast, I'll include a link in the description. The Owner Beast 4.0 hook is a good one for the Slick Original, and that's the larger profile bait. Now for the Slick Junior, which you can use is the same brand, Owner Beast, except you're going to go with the 3.0 instead of the 4.0. And these come in 1/8 and 1/16 ounce weights. So this one is rigged up with a 1/16 ounce. I'm covering the weight there. 1/16 ounce. And the same thing. When the fish bites down on these, it'll expose the hook, and you'll be able to set that hook. So now there's several other ways you can do it. You can actually do it with one of the weighted Superline EWG hooks from Galikatsu. Now these are not the twist lock. These are a worm hook. So take this out and show you. These work really well too, especially for the Slick Juniors. I use these a lot. Now I'm going to show you real quick. The easy way of rigging these up. Okay. So what you'll do is you'll take the Slick Junior, okay, and on this one you're just going to take the tip of the hook, you're going to run it down maybe 1/4 inch, you're going to poke it out the bottom of the bait, okay, and then what I do is I pop that hook back out, I take the eye of the hook and I pop it right back up through where I just made that hole, and then you have the slit in the bottom of the bait, and then you're going to line your hook up, figure out where you want to come through, and you're just going to pop it straight through just like that. And you can see, you barely see the hook there on these, but when that fish bites down, it's going to expose that hook plenty to be able to set the hook. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but once that fish bites down, it'll go ahead and expose the hook. You'll be able to set the hook. So the weighted worm hook, that's a really good option. The Beast Twist Lock, that's a good option. A third option is using a poppin' pencil weight. This is a blue water candy. And what this is just a weighted hook, but the weight on the hook actually runs down, down the shaft of the hook. And what that does is that allows you to hide the weight of the hook. So it's not like a jig head. And the difference in that type of hook than a jig head is this is going to flutter a little bit more evenly down, whereas a jig head's going to nosedive down. So that's the biggest difference between those two types of rigs. You can also just use a regular jig head. This is a trout eye jig head, just rigged normally like you would any other soft plastic. The biggest difference is, again, this is just going to nosedive down. Now the benefit of it nosediving down like that, as I'll show you, when it's laying on bottom, this tail is just sitting here wiggling like that, and it gets hit a lot like that. I have caught a ton of fish with that, and I'll include some of the footage on fish biting like that. So now the benefit of these baits is you can use them in all different water depths, all different water clarities, and all that stuff. So the one other way that you can rig these is using a hook just like this. It's a twist lock hook with no weight on it, a weightless hook. Now what that's going to allow you to do is that's going to allow you to cast these baits, and you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna dart it. You're gonna almost walk the dog when doing it that way, and you can fish that in under 2 foot of water easily. And it's going to fish a lot like top water, except it's going to be just under the top of the water. So I'm going to show you guys how to rig one of these up really quick. Now keep in mind, on the bottom of these baits, they have a slit in the belly that just opens up, and that's where you're going to put your hook in, is through the bottom there. So what I'm going to rig this up with is a Beast 4.0 twist lock hook. This is a 1/8 ounce weighted hook, and this is a Slick Original, the larger profile. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the twist lock on these. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna puncture the nose of the bait. And then what you're going to do, I'm going to switch hands because it's easier to have the hook in your non-dominant hand. Okay, so you go ahead, you puncture the nose with the point of the twist lock, and then it's pretty simple. You just go ahead and you start twisting the bait, okay? Now, the important thing is make sure that that twist lock is going in straight, or you're not going to have, your bait's not going to dart. Your bait's not going to dart back and forth like it's supposed to. What'll happen is it'll kind of start spinning in circles. It's not going to look very realistic. So that's the important thing, is make sure that when you put this twist lock in, you put it in good and straight, and then you can check that out. So you see the thing's hanging nice. The twist lock is really, really perfect, perfectly straight in there. Now what you're going to do, you're going to spin this thing upside down. You're going to take the tip of the hook here, and you're going to kind of lay it down inside of the belly of the bait there. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to figure out exactly where that hook needs to go through the bait. So once you figure that out, what I do is I pinch right where it needs to go through so that I know, and then you stand the hook up and you just poke it straight through out the back, center back of the hook. Okay, so that one came out really well. So the hook goes, straight down the center of the back there. Now, one more thing you can do if you're gonna be fishing in high vegetation or a lot of structure or something, you can just go ahead and you can just poke the tip of the hook just barely into the back, and that'll work, just a little bit better. That'll be full weedless. And what will happen is when the fish bites down on this, it's going to go ahead, it's going to push the bait down, and you can see it completely exposes the hook there, so you can go ahead and set the hook. So. This is my favorite way of fishing these because they flutter down really evenly, and that tail wiggles like that. They get smoked a lot on the drop. So I hope this helps you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some footage catching fish with this. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. So stay safe out there, tight lines, and I'll see you on the next one.